Something that the original 1990 movie doesn't get a lot of credit for is this is really the first adapted comic book movie, and no one ever looks at it like that.
And as I was reading it, because I had never read the comics, and I read, 1 through 3?
And then a micro-series.
And then the micro-series. I was like, wow, this is stuff that's super familiar.
So Ninja Turtles, this comes out, and this is something that kind of connects to us, which is it's a New England-based book. One of the creators is from Maine.
Yeah, Westbrook. Kevin Eastman he was born in Portland, but went to Westbrook High School.
Very specific.
I did my research.
There you go.
I did my legwork.
Without kind of getting into how these guys met, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird meet, and they start Mirage Studios, which is the company that published the Turtles books, which is now essentially defunct. But these two guys, and the name Mirage was a joke because they didn't have a studio. They were just hanging out in a house. And their studio was a Mirage. And that's how they got that. But these two guys are hanging out, and in 1983, Peter Laird is watching TV, and Kevin Eastman, just to mess with them, gives him a turtle, and they go back and forth, and eventually they, just with collaboration between the two of them, come up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that's in 83. And then they're like, oh, what should our villain be? And Kevin Eastman has a cheese grater, and we should have someone called the Grater. And Peter's like, how about the Shredder? It's a much better name.
Yes, probably.
than the Grater. But issue 1 of Ninja Turtles comes out in 1984. This is limited to only 3,000 copies.
Which they had to borrow $1,000 from one of their uncles in order to get it published.
Yeah, from Eastman's. And this was only meant to be a one-off. This wasn't meant to be a continuous thing. They did... The first story, I think, was 40 pages. And it was meant as a parody. There's a lot of similarities with other popular comics at the time, like Daredevil, New Mutants. So the whole origin of the ooze breaking and making the turtles into mutants, the canister that gives them their powers is supposed to be the same canister that hits Daredevil and blinds him and gives him his powers.
TGRI is everywhere.
TGRI was the movie. TCRI was the comic.
TCRI.
They switched the G and the C in that movie.
And
then...
Damn it! Foiled again.
In Daredevil, he fights a group of ninjas called the Hand.
The Foot Clan.
There you go. And his mentor is called Stick.
Splinter.
There you go. But the book was essentially designed as a parody. But it sold. It started selling in New Hampshire at a con, and it just kind of picked up speed, and then it started...
There was a second printing of 6,000 after the first 3,000, right?
Yeah, but after that, it started picking up speed, and then it became an ongoing that really went... I mean, they shut down for a while, but it essentially went until 2009.